Yep.
That too.
I'm tired of it.
Oh yeah, I decided I gotta stay away from my family altogether. It's sad,
That's,
but it's that way. I gotta do
that's
it.
what I'm doing.
I gotta do it because they're not good for me because they're gonna make me feel really bad about myself, and I don't want to feel that.
Well,
That's
that's
not fair.
what I'm feeling now. I feel like I'm mad of it, but I don't want to feel this way no more.
I know, it's terrible. I'm sorry.
Who's Kim, Mike?
I'm not sure, and she's hiding right now. Just
Okay.
like Debbie. She was
I'm
on for a
sorry.
minute.
I'm sorry about that, but I was eating and I didn't want to eat in front of you people.
That's understandable.
Oh, it's okay. We do this so much. I'm always eating when we have in our calls. You don't have to worry about that.
Michael eats and doesn't share with us.
Well, I didn't want to. There's nothing worse than the hearing crunch, 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 crunch.
Well, I appreciate you having the courtesy to mute it. So.
What are you eating, Kim?
Thank you. Good evening.
What?
Oh, he said, "What are you eating?"
Right.
Well, I went to Trader Joe's and I got myself one of those cookie things, the chocolate chip cookie with the chocolate chip cookie with the vanilla ice cream in the middle with the chocolate chips surrounding it.
Yeah. Where do you live, Kim?
Cape Cod.
I was going to say, because there's not Trader Joe's aren't all over the place. So I was like, she's got to be in Jersey or something like that, or somewhere in Northeast.
There's one Trader Joe's in Hyannis.
Yeah, and there was one where me and Henry lived. There was a Trader Joe's there, and I know of one in Jersey, like by
It's
me.
in Westfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, there's one. Oh, who's that? Oh, Navita's on. Wow, look at that. Cool. It's
Hi,
a,
Navita.
Hey, Navita.
oh my gosh,
Hi.
make it. Hi.
How are you?
Surprise, surprise.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm so shocked. So I figured out how I can do screen sharing on here, so we can go over topics and things like that while we're having these calls, which is really cool.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
So right now I'm still, we're just gonna hang out, and I'm waiting for more people to see how many. There was almost 45 people that said that they were interested in the call tonight.
Okay.
It's really
Wow,
weird
that's good.
because everybody's background is different than normal. So it's kind of weird for me because Navita's sitting in a different spot. So Henry, and so is Michael.
Yeah.
Is it late there, Navita?
It's 12. It's hold on. Let me see what
And we're all in the same time zone. We're all in the same time zone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's 8. It's after 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about 8:20 right now.
Yeah. You caught me off guard, so I couldn't. It took a while to get that.
But that's okay.
Good.
I was thinking that, I don't know why, I was just thinking that you're a different time.
I guess because I said I'm overseas, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Henry,
It's on pretty.
Henry, show everybody the shirt you're wearing. Like, pull the screen up like this.
Oh, stop it! No, you're not telling that.
You see the picture? His shirt is from our organization. We had shirts made,
Nice looking.
and he's wearing one that says honorary member on it.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't even have one of those shirts.
Or you.
Hey.
Yeah.
I have to go get some, but I have to wait to get permission.
Oh, okay. All right, so you
I
guys,
have no money.
you guys can see my screen right now.
I want one too, but I don't have any money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I just figured out how to do that on my iPhone from these calls, which is kind of cool.
Did you get your Jeep, Michael?
No, I know everybody's asking me. I'm hoping that we get it tomorrow. I'm just waiting for one more little twist, and that's waiting for the checkbook to come through at the bank. So then I write the check to get the Jeep. Yeah. And the company that was doing the decal on the side of the car they screwed up and gave me the wrong decal, the wrong kind of decal for the car. So I got it at home, and I'm like, well, what can I do with this now? So I spent last night all day today arguing with them about it. They wanted to almost triple the price.
Wow.
It went from $68 to $240, and I said no. But I'm going to see what I can do with the one that and see if I can manipulate it to work still on the Jeep. Like, so it's
They should have like knocked some money off or something if they did it wrong.
well, they credited me. They did give me the credit, so I got the $68 back.
Okay, that's good.
And I just told Ann I'll take that $68 and I'll get magnets to go on the car like I've done in the past, and I can get 2 of them. So I'm like, I'll make it work.
That works out.
I don't care. Oh, look at Henry. Henry, I hope you're not in the bathroom right now because that looks kind of funny.
No,
Oh, no, Henry, don't do that. No, don't do that.
I'm up.
That's not a view that I like very much. No.
No, that's not a view either. I'm not liking this view.
So I was sitting on the step and I had to get up.
It was funny. That was perfect. The timing was awesome.
Harry, do it again. Do it again.
Do it again.
Spare us, please. Sick.
Hey, I got a sweater on just so that I'm decent.
What state do you live in, Kim?
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Y'all gonna get some snow tomorrow?
No. I live on Cape Cod, so we don't get any snow.
We're gonna get snow tomorrow. I'm glad.
No, because we're like 50 miles out into the sea here. So you can see what Boston's getting, and it could be snowing out there, and we're getting rain.
Oh.
Although we did get some hail today.
Ooh. Fun.
But it goes away. You know.
Yeah.
That's
the way spring goes for us is like we have January, February, March again, March, and then June.
Oh, wow.
Is it humid there?
No.
No, it's chilly. She gets Boston and Massachusetts. It gets cold. It gets pretty cold.
Actually, not for Cape Cod.
No?
No. We actually have more mild winters than Jersey.
I was wondering about summertime. You said it's not humid in the summer?
No, it's not.
That's nice.
Interesting.
Do y'all have a lot of mosquitoes?
It depends on where you're at on the Cape. If you're in the middle of the Cape, there will be some mosquitoes. If you're at the end of the Cape, not really. By the water.
That's interesting.
I went to Wisconsin one time. Oh my goodness. They have the biggest mosquitoes ever. I thought I was going to die.
Oh my God. They could take you way out there.
I'm never going back there.
When I lived in Florida, it was.
It was like that too?
Yeah.
I'm not going to Florida.
Florida has massive bugs out there. Just massive bugs. Never mind mosquitoes.
How about palmettos, the flying cockroaches?
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. Is that in Florida? Oh.
Palmetto bugs, yeah.
That's like a nightmare.
Oh,
Crocodile should eat
the the last time I was on, I talked to Dr. Diane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you remember she said about the diet,
Hmm.
about, you know, not eating stuff that makes alcohol.
Hmm.
So I've been not eating stuff that makes alcohol for a whole month.
Hmm.
And for the whole month, I haven't had a single flare.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really cool. She was on before, and she's probably going to come back. She was on earlier. We started off with her on the call, and she knew that I was waiting for people to join in. She goes, "Okay, maybe I'll come back later." I said, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, so I've been really oh, and I lost 12 pounds in the month.
Ooh.
Wow,
Wow. That
phenomenal.
is
Really
terrific.
cool.
That's great. Good job.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I really wasn't expecting to lose any weight, you know. I wasn't doing it to lose weight. You know, I was just doing it for to reduce the pain, you know, and seeing if that would work, you know. That was my goal, was really to see if it would help me reduce pain
Yeah.
and inflammation. And, you know, I went into my doctor, and my doctor was like, "Do you know what your weight is?" And I'm like, "You know, I have no idea." And I was like, she's like, "Well, just hop on the scale and see what it was." And I was like, "Hot damn."
Hmm.
There's nothing like jumping on the scale and seeing so much weight go away, and you're like sitting there
Yeah.
going, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
That's a great feeling.
Well, carbohydrates will do that too. Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah. They'll
cut
make
out
you
a
get
lot of those. That'll do it, like potatoes. You know.
Well, I cut out potatoes, I cut out rice, I cut out corn, I cut out all, I stopped eating rolls.
Yep. All those carbs.
Yeah,
Carbs can
so,
make you gain weight. That's yeah.
you know, I still, you know, if I had a sandwich, I still ate the bread from the sandwich, you know,
Mhm.
so I didn't become a nun.
No,
But
but you moderated it considerably. I got you.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
not good to deprive yourself anyway.
Yeah.
So, everything in moderation. So having bread, sandwich, that's fine.
Exactly.
yeah. But like when I had dinner, you know, and they had potatoes, I took the potatoes off the table, and you know, I didn't have any corn and stuff like that. I just took it and substituted it for a salad.
Well, that sounds like a lot of good discipline that you have.
Yeah, so it's been working.
Mhm.
Good job.
And you said so it's relieved all your pain too?
Um, you know, I still have pain. You know, it
But
still is there,
Mhm.
but I haven't had the pain where I'm locked in a room
Yeah.
and asking my husband for a gun.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh.
What are you following? You said you're following something where the food combination doesn't make alcohol?
Yeah,
yeah, Dr.
they,
Diane is on here, and she had made this recommendation of, considerably, like the the foods of different types that create alcohol in your body. If you cut them out of your diet, it would help neurologically. It would help out with a lot of issues. And
Mhm.
Kim's circumstance was more with MS, right, Kim?
it was with fibro.
Oh, fibromyalgia, yeah, and nerve pain and things like that.
Mhm. Did she
So
give you a
anything,
list? I'm
well,
sorry.
she said basically anything that makes alcohol.
Okay.
So you're thinking rice makes sake, um, potatoes makes whiskey, I think. Um, wheat makes alcohol. Corn makes alcohol. So all the things that make alcohol, so I basically cut out those 4 things from my diet. And I kind of said, okay, all those things out of my diet, except for, when I ate a sandwich, I had a sandwich. Then, if they had potatoes for dinner, I would just take that stuff out and substitute a salad in.
Did your body crave the food that it didn't have, or were you kind of good with that?
No, not really.
So that's even better.
That's how she lost the 12 pounds.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't craving it. You're right.
Right, the cravings. Yeah.
Well, I guess part of me is lucky because of my brain injury. I only taste things that are very sweet and very sour or very spicy. So I can't taste the difference between chicken, beef, or anything like that. I can only taste the texture differences.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to get cravings, I don't get cravings anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I get cravings for sweet stuff. That I do. Because I can taste sweet stuff.
Yeah, sugar doesn't cause alcohol.
I have a family member that fell on the ice and she lost her taste and smell.
Yeah, that I did.
She lost a lot. She's really small now because she can't taste it. So
yeah, I can't taste and I can't smell, but I taste extremes. So I've got some smell and I've got some taste. Like I can't smell milk when it's getting sour until it's really sour.
Oh, that's dangerous, man.
Yeah. I have a really hard time in a kitchen because I can't cook things because I don't know when they get bad.
Does it frustrate you?
Yes.
I would think so. Yeah.
I have to touch them to take to feel if they feel slimy.
Mm-hmm.
Or they look things. I really have to go by the dates on things.
Yeah.
And it's really, really difficult. So that's why I go out and eat an awful lot, because I don't trust myself in the kitchen, and I have a hard time multitasking.
Yeah.
So I've been known to set fire to things like the kitchen.
Oh.
Well, it sounds like you found ways to cope, like going out to eat. You say you enjoy that, right?
Yeah.
That's always fun too.
Yeah. So it's my husband will help me. Sometimes we'll eat at home if he has had an easy day and has time and patience to help me in the kitchen, because I need him in the kitchen to help me.
Do you have any kids?
Dog.
I have 2 dogs.
Oh,
Yeah, we have 3 at home as well.
that's my
No kids.
child.
But these
All
are
right, let me see who we got joining in here. Oh, Sherry.
Yeah, but Mike, can a dog to cook?
Yeah, a dog can cook.
Not like hers.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Teach the dog to cook.
Hi, Sherry. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
We got a lot of you guys on tonight, which is awesome.
Mhm.
Let's see, Susan. I'll tell Susan because she's the one on the phone. We have Kim, Navita, Henry, Sherry, Deb, and Erin. And I'm just about to invite Robert. He just joined in. And you, Susan. Hi,
Hi.
Robert. How are you? Thank you for joining in with us.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi
So
there.
tonight we have a topic, unlike our Tuesdays and Thursday calls, which are open mic, and I'm hoping that we get more people, especially those that are caregivers, because those of us with brain injuries understand what it is. You know, but
Yeah.
there are some things that even those of us with brain injuries may not understand. And this call is recorded, so I can share it, and we can share with other people to educate them about different types of brain injuries and what they entail with our actions and behaviors, deficits, and accomplishments. Not all negative, but the good things of it. So I'm just gonna go over some details, and then we can go over our own experiences and how we feel about things like that. So you can see my screen right now, and I'm going to read it. And then we can go over, like I said, more of our own personal stories behind the things. The common residual effects after a brain injury are confusion, concentration, dependence, memory loss, trouble focusing, being unmotivated, socialization skills, like not knowing what the right time is to discuss or say something. Anyway, nausea or vomiting, trouble sleeping, dizziness, impulse control, ringing in the ears, blurred vision, depression, mood swings, lethargy, inappropriate sexual behavior, anxiety, sensitivity to light or sound, convulsions, seizures, irritability, restlessness, agitation or combative nature, lack of self-awareness, slurred speech, and of course there's going to be more. And you guys that are survivors, or those of us that are survivors, can give more details about your problems that you have, contributing after your brain injury. With caregiver issues or the outsider issues that are often common after association with somebody with a brain injury is misguided judgments, the lack of patience, misunderstanding, role changes, lack of brain injury education, not enough resources publicly available about brain injuries, counseling services needed for caregivers, the lack of awareness of brain injuries, the responsibilities that go on for survivors and for caregivers or family members and loved ones. Time management is a huge one. Neglect, lack of compassion, which is a big issue we had. We talked about that on our last radio show, is the understanding for caregivers not understanding that compassion and patience are needed. From the caregiver's perspective, there's also a misunderstanding about the burden of care, like how complicated it is as a caregiver to give up your life for the care of somebody else. And that leads to other things as well. These misunderstandings need to be addressed and recognized by both the survivors, families, caregivers, and caregivers in the brain injury community. These include TBIs, ABIs, which is strokes, and others, MS, dementia, Parkinson's disease, hydrocephalus, encephalitis, neuropathy, and many more. So I wanted to just go over that. And if anybody has any questions or feel like it needs to be gone over more, please let me know. So we're all here for each other. I hope that you all can join in and speak up about it. Well, we just got Robert back. And hi, Robert.
Hey there, sorry I just dropped off.
Oh, it's okay. It happens. When it happens to me, it's a problem because I'm the one hosting this. But there's so I just read off a number of issues that we have as survivors and as well as caregivers. So I would like to know if you guys have any more things you'd like to add. Hi, Sherry. Sherry's raising her hand here, so I'm wondering what's up. Let me see.
Okay. So tell me this recording because I'm going to re-listen to it.
This is being recorded right now, yes.
Yes, I greatly appreciate it so I can re-listen to it. I'm going to be a listener.
Okay, no problem.
Um,
I'll share the link with you guys. Hi, Lisa. This Lisa. Okay, we got a listener.
anyways, I love y'all.
Oh, thank you, Sherry. That was sweet. So, yes,
Can I share something?
sure.
Okay, so I have damage all throughout my brain, and I have damage in the hypothalamus and pituitary.
Mhm.
And like when I first got my brain injury, I was having a bunch of symptoms, and we just thought it was because of my brain, but it was. But because of the damage there, the pituitary and the hypothalamus, they control certain hormones. So I have low hormone levels. Like I have low growth hormone and low cortisol and low ACTH. So it's important for someone with their brain injury to get checked for hormone levels.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge one.
Yeah. So like you have fatigue or you can have low blood pressure, symptoms like that. The person could be having, low hormone issues. The brain's not putting those out.
Would anybody else like to share a little bit about themselves?
Can I chat for a few minutes about what I've gone through?
Sure.
Okay. My name's Robert Lee, and it's weird how I got involved in this stuff. About 10 years ago, I actually started off helping the retired NFL players. I'm the guy that writes the blog. I've been writing it for 10 years, helping them with the concussions. Well, as I started learning more, you start realizing that brain injuries is what causes a lot of the problems these guys have. And, when you were reading off the symptoms about lack of being able to make common sense, lack of good judgment, it starts to make a lot of sense with these guys, because if they damage their brain from a serious bunch of concussions, especially the front lobe, then you don't have the ability to make good judgment. So then you see these guys off the field doing all this stupid stuff, and you go, what are these guys? And you start understanding it's all brain injury stuff. And of course, the NFL wants to deny it. They want nothing to do with it. They don't want to pay these guys. And of course, then
They think they think of it as a personality problem, not a brain injury.
That does so much more damage.
Yeah.
And it gets worse and worse, especially as these guys get older. And then, of course, I started conferences in Las Vegas, and every year we'd have all these retired football players show up at the conference, and we would bring in guest speakers like Dr. Amen, Dr. Barry Sears. We had guys coming and talking about hyperbaric oxygen, all that stuff. And then suddenly, in June of 2010, I ended up with a severe car accident on the highway in downtown Seattle. A loaded cargo van nailed me doing 65 miles an hour on the freeway, and I tore up my shoulder, got whiplash, tore up my hip, and I didn't know till 7 months later oh my God, I think I've got a concussion. I ended up calling Dr. Amen, and he interviewed me for 40 minutes on the phone. At the end of the conversation, he goes, Robert, you got a damn concussion. Get your butt into a neurologist. Well, at the end of 7 months, I called Geico, and I'll name them right here so you guys know who it was. I ended up calling my own insurance company. It wasn't even my accident. It was somebody else hit me. And the guy, I swear, at the other end of the phone said, well, Mr. Lee, you can go into a neurologist if you like. It'll probably cost you about $3,500. You can send us the bill. We might pay it, we might not. That's exactly what the insurance guy told me. They didn't care about it. And so I had to struggle through, with ongoing memory issues, all kinds of stuff. And exactly like you said, hypothalamus, my short-term memory started fading like crazy. I could literally walk through the door to the next room and go, oh my God, what did I come in here for? And I'm one of those guys with super memory. Yeah. So, it actually happened to me. And of course, as luck would have it, it turns out there's a hyperbaric trial going on in that year. So September of 2011, I ended up getting into a hyperbaric oxygen trial, and I got 8 weeks, 40 sessions, 5 days a week, an hour a day, 8 weeks worth of hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And I've got the test scores to show it. My brain actually improved because of the oxygen. However, what you guys also need to know is that it doesn't last forever. So it started declining after a couple of years, and you do need more treatment. And I will tell you that all 7 Amen clinics across the USA have now just installed hyperbaric oxygen chambers. So they do have them available for treatment. So that does help. There's so much to talk about. I don't know what else to share except to tell you that I do use marijuana, and I do have a medical marijuana prescription here in Washington State. It's legal. I will tell everyone here that CBD do help your brain, and they do help with brain injuries, and they do help repair brain cells. And that's. I will now tell you that not even a year ago, last July, I ended up at the end of July. I ended up with a stroke, and I ended up in the ICU for a week. And the doctors ended up saying, you were very lucky. If this had been another inch over, you'd either be paralyzed or dead. And when my daughter brought in CBD oil for me the next day while I was in ICU, I started taking it and showed it to the doctor. The doctor actually looked at me and says, go ahead and keep taking it. It can't hurt. So I'm going to mention CBD oils as well. If you can get it in your state, try to find some, try to test it, check it out, use it, see what you think. I can honestly tell you it probably helped protect and save my brain through all of this stuff. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Absolutely.
I actually took that, and it actually made me feel more nauseous than it did make me feel good. So I stopped taking it.
Yeah. It depends a lot on how much you take, and sometimes
Exactly.
it actually depends, and it depends on the kind of oil. They're different. It's just like with alcohol. There are different strains of marijuana, and certain ones are better for brains, and others are more for just getting high. So you've got to be careful what kind you take. But it does work, and all the lab results are starting to come out now showing very positive studies. And as it turns out, the FDA and the pharmaceutical companies have been doing their best for the last 40, 50 years to bury this stuff and to hide it. They don't want you to know this.
Birthday cake is a great strand for everything. It's 50-50.
Robert, can you tell me if the hyperbaric chamber stuff is covered by insurance, please?
Unfortunately, no. Hyperbarics covers, I think it's like 12 different things. For example, if you're diabetic, you're about to lose some toes off your foot, or you're about to lose your foot because of blood circulation. Medicare, Medicaid, health insurance, and the VA will pay for hyperbaric treatment to get oxygen and circulation back, and it's been known to save you from amputation. There are 12 different things that hyperbarics will treat, and it's covered by insurance, but brain injuries and TBI are not covered yet. So we've been trying our best to get a real live trial going for a couple of years so that we can get 300 to 500 patients tested with scores, get it in the FDA and say, look, damn it, it works, approve it. But it's hard to find the funding to be able to do that stuff because, of course, the pharmaceuticals are not going to back you because they're too busy selling opioids.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
If they approve it, it'd be a big blow to the pockets of the pharmaceutical companies.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's why it's not approved.
It's all about,
Pennsylvania started to approve it for insurance. I knew that.
Say again?
Pennsylvania, I believe insurance is now paying for medical marijuana.
excellent, excellent. But yeah, we're also talking about hyperbarics. You know, we have to put
Right.
hyperbarics oxygen through there's like a whole series of tests you have to run through for the FDA, and you have to have at least 300 patients. You've got to be able to pay for all of them, and you've got to be
Right.
able to follow a certain protocol. We've got the whole thing written. We've got a trial ready to go, but we don't have the funding to be able to make it happen. It's going to cost.
Right.
So, the pharmaceutical companies can afford all this stuff, and any treatment, average treatment, costs over $1 million to run through the FDA for approval. That's how bad it is. They've made it intentionally hard.
For me to get all my blood work done and everything like that, I had to pay out of pocket for a specialist in post-concussion syndrome and found out that my whole autonomic system and everything, I have now, after 10 years of getting progressively worse. I was assaulted when I was 17 badly, and then again in 2015 I blacked out, hit my head. My balance, everything, you name it. I now wear compression socks. I have to pay to get all this blood work done, which I guess insurance doesn't pay for, and I'm glad and thankful for my mom to be able to help me out financially with that in order to get anywhere, because doctors have done more damage throwing medication at you when it does nothing but it makes you feel crazy.
What I don't understand is why your insurance won't pay for your blood work.
No.
Because it's so much blood work. I guess it's like $3,000 worth of blood work that this doctor has, I guess, contracts with LabCorps outside. I live in New Jersey. So New Jersey and New York are the hardest to get approvals. They wouldn't pay for this neurologist because it was a functional neurologist. They don't pay for any functional medication because it's not medicine. It's
Right.
wrong.
Something I'm going to interject in here too, since you've been talking about insurance and getting covered and all that stuff. I will tell you something that's very interesting. You guys will all be interested and fascinated by. It has to do with the insurance companies. They had the big tobacco lawsuit, and it came down to what did they know and when did they know it. And then with the NFL, it's been the same darn thing. The NFL has been doing the same thing. What did they know and when they know it? They've known this for years, that these concussions cause these problems. What it comes down to now, at one of my conferences in football, we're having our final banquet, on Saturday night before everybody left to go home on Sunday. And at my table was Dr. Barry Sears, the diet doctor. He's the one. He turned around, smiled at me, and he says, and we were talking about my car accident, what happened and how I got a concussion. He smiles at me, he goes, Robert, he goes, the insurance companies have known for decades how fast you need to be going to get a severe concussion. He goes, how fast do you think you have to be going to get a very bad concussion? And I looked at him and I smiled. I said, I would say at least 25, 30 miles an hour. And Barry Sears smiled at me and he wags his finger and he goes, nope. The insurance companies have known, this is a fact. You only have to be going 9 miles an hour to get a severe.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yep. So that means, but when the insurance adjuster showed up at my house to look at my minivan, they wrote it off. They said, yeah, we'll just pay it off because the front and back of the van are crushed, your axles did. He saw it. He knew the minute he got there, yep, it's a write-off. He knew that I'd been hit by somebody doing 65 miles an hour. Yet, even though he knew that, and even though all the actuaries in the insurance company damn well knew that I had to have had a concussion, Not once did they even say, Mr. Lee, you better get into the hospital and get examined immediately. Not once. And that's on them. So we're actually talking, just so all of you know, we're actually talking about the possibility of a class action lawsuit going after the insurance company saying, wait a minute, you damn well knew I had a concussion. You damn well should have sent me, you were responsible. You should have sent me to a neurologist immediately. You ignored it. You never told me to. And so in that sense, they have a responsibility to us, because we're the customers. It's not the vehicle. We're the one paying the bill for the insurance. They need to cover us. And so I'm just pointing that out in this conversation, that we're considering going into a big class action lawsuit because of, a car accident. And it's like, how many people are walking around today with injuries that the insurance companies never covered, never even warned them, never even told them? It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was hit by a car. I was walking across the street and I got hit by a car in New Jersey. I found out that, in New Jersey, if you're hit by a car, you're considered an uninsured driver. Did you know that?
It scares me about going to get my license back. Because
that's terrible.
You were considered an uninsured driver if you are a pedestrian and you were hit in New Jersey.
Wow. So your stuff wasn't paid? Were your bills paid for?
Yes. As it gets paid either on your car insurance, or it gets fed through his car insurance, whatever his uninsured driver policy is.
Right.
We do have a traumatic brain injury program in New Jersey.
Yes.
But before it was, I didn't have enough evidence to prove, which now I'm getting all these test results. It wasn't until an ENT actually sent me to get a balance test when I saw Cooper concussion specialist, and they didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I was very fortunate that when I had called up my insurance company, I had called them up the first day that I got hit, and then they called me back like within 24 hours and asked how I was doing, and I couldn't speak within 24 hours, and my insurance company told me to get back to the hospital because I have a problem.
Wow.
So I was very fortunate that my insurance company actually spoke up for me and said I had a
That's
problem.
not Medicaid.
Lisa, what test did they ask you to do?
I've been going through this for the last 10 years. I'm 30 years old, and ever since I was 17, I grew up with just learning disabilities, so I lost all that when I was injured. But they did a VNG test for me.
Did they?
And then the specialist did the autonomic nerves, which was completely abnormal.
Did you have a tilt table test?
I'm sorry?
A tilt table test?
Yes, I've done it all where everything is abnormal.
Have you done an SWI?
SWI?
Yes, SWI, MRI, and a DTI.
I know that I wanted to get a diffuse MRI or a functional MRI because of where I was hit and injured and stuff like that. I mean, I have two separate things going on. He diagnosed me with central vestibular apathy with dysnomia. So it kind of sucks, like it's minute by minute with me. It's always something, like my body's fighting itself.
Where are you located?
I'm in South Jersey.
How far are you
right
from
near
New York City?
Philadelphia. I'm sorry?
Are you closer to Philadelphia or to New York City?
Closer to Philadelphia.
You got a paper and pencil?
I can't. Been trying to reteach myself for so long. It's difficult when I did have an insurance person on my side where they do the interviews and all, but at the time, Medicaid only had the program where I didn't need somebody physically, feeding me or something like that. But okay, I have a pen and pencil.
Okay, if you can call, he's going to help you. Dr. Marvin, I'm looking up his phone number right now. Dr. Marvin Berman. Phone number is 610-940-0488.
Okay.
He can help you.
Okay. And what is he? He's a
He's a psychologist who works with neurofeedback and biofeedback that can help you retrain your brain.
okay, but I know that it's been so long that cognitively
It doesn't, no. Your brain, neuroplasticity, your brain can reconnect.
Totally agree.
So they were saying like where it's almost like my brain isn't connecting, like where I'm fully aware of myself, which really sucks.
I had brain surgery. I have a hole in my brain. I rewired my brain. I couldn't walk, talk. I was told I was permanently brain damaged. I would never be able to walk, talk ever again.
Yeah, my balance issues are horrible. It gets annoying when people think that you're drunk when you're not.
And also, I'll give you another name because there might be someone in your area for the Budanko method. And that is a water therapy specifically to help you get your balance and all that. It's not like aqua therapy. It's much different. And I'll give you his phone number. Hold on.
I had seen Dr. Chris Caffery. That's who I had seen.
Have you increased your salt intake and like maybe take salt capsules to help with that? I have to eat tons of salt and drink water because I used to have infusions for that dysautonomia. I can't say the name of it. But,
Yes, I know. I've never heard of it. He started me on this stuff, which is a healthy fiber, and then it's BIMUNO. To start. My stomach shut down completely where I can't eat. It's almost like
Lisa?
Like because I would get sick so easy.
Lisa, you ready?
Right.
Yes.
It's Dr. IGOR, Dr. Igor Burdenko, BURDENKO. His phone number is 508-333-4491.
4491?
Yes. And
what was his name again?
Igor. Think of Russian. He's Igor Burdenko. And so if you talk to him, he will tell you who's in the Philadelphia area that he's trained.
Okay.
Have you had a brain PET scan, Lisa?
I have not had a PET scan. That's been my biggest issue has been pushing where I said there are different types of MRIs. They've given me MRIs before because I've had meningitis. But it's a functional MRI that I need.
But also, not only that is the DTI. That shows the white matter of the brain and where it's actually torn. Where the functional MRI will not do that.
Right. I've had MRIs. My MRIs are normal. I haven't had what you're talking about, but I've had a PET scan and it's very abnormal. MRI is always normal for me.
I'm going to interject here for just 1 second. Now that you brought up the concept of scan, I've had CAT scans, and I've also had recently, about a year and a half ago, a SPECT scan at the end. One of the things that Dr. Amen brings up a lot at his talks, and he's right about this. He goes, look, if you go to your GP and your GP says, gee, something funny's going on in your intestines, he sends you to a gastroenterologist. You go to the gastroenterologist, guess what they're going to do? They go, oh, gee, we better go look inside. And Dr. Amen points this out. He goes, look, this is ridiculous. Your brain is the most important organ in your entire body. It runs the whole show. And he goes, yet you go to a psychiatrist or a neurologist with a brain problem, And he goes, the first thing they go is, oh, we got a drug for that. They write you a prescription. When in fact, what they should do is they should look inside. And many times, that's what I'm hearing even now. A lot of the time, people with brain injuries don't even get sent in for a brain scan. And that's the most important part. You got to see what's going on before you treat it. My gosh. So just
Here's the only protocol that they have.
Robert,
yeah.
The SPEC scan does not hold up in a court of law to definitively show that someone has a brain injury. The only one that
I know.
There's only four.
Yep.
There's four. An SWI, single-weighted imagery. The DTI holds up. Quantitative EEGs, QEEGs, and the neuropsych testing. Those are the only four that holds up. Because I've been an expert witness, and I'm telling you that the SPEC scan does not hold up in a court of law.
No, I know. Well, it hasn't been tested enough to be able to have, just like, hyperbaric. So unfortunately, it's catch-22. It does work. It's very accurate, but it hasn't
Not
been
as accurate as well,
not certified by the FDA, that's for sure. But anyway, I'm just basically saying, look inside, find a way to get a scan, and it will help. It'll help a lot more. That's all.
Did anybody else get the whole overload and mood swings?
Yeah. Well, the other thing, really, I guess I'm kind of glad we're on this conference call, because one of the other things I've noticed is that when I first had my brain injury, even before I had my stroke, I would scratch my head going, why are we having to search for all this information? I think that something that's as important as the brain, we would have all this information available, and we have to go out there looking for all this stuff and find support groups to talk about this, when in fact, we should already know all this stuff. It's almost like they're trying to hide all this information from all of us.
It's sad.
Lisa, I have a question for you. Have you been checked for pituitary dysfunction, like adrenal insufficiency, secondary?
I have to do this test as well, which is a swab, I guess, and I send it in. I'll send that in next week.
What is that for? Cortisol?
It is for the adrenal stress, bone health panel, female hormone panel, food intolerance panel, gastro. I mean, I got diagnosed with dyspepsia where I can't digest food almost, and I get the bloating where it almost looks like I'm pregnant if I eat something.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. I've had all these things going on, between the dysnomia, which makes so much sense now. I mean, I wear compression socks and they've made a major difference.
Right.
But I mean, I feel like I go through like heat flashes, all this kind of stuff, and it's really frustrating until last week where we went and saw this specialist, and now my mom realizes how bad I actually am when I go to walk and he tells me, say, every other month, and it's almost like makes you stupid. But I think the most damage has been from doctors just telling me it's all psychological for so long. For so long. I worked with a counselor for a year. I actually just got released from her because she could only take me so far. That I'm actually being able to start to be able to talk and express what I need. I don't, from room to room, like sometimes I look like a chicken with its head cut off.
That's a way of putting it.
So are you diagnosed with POTS?
He didn't. I guess we'll find out more when I get all my blood work done, which I go Monday to do. I know he's testing for a bunch of different things. I know it said, I guess hypertensive and all, like where I have to obviously quit smoking. I did stop drinking because that makes everything completely worse. It's a FODMAP diet, it's called, that they put me on. But I know. I think I have two separate issues going on. The processing and everything is a big one for me. And pretty much not knowing where to start with all this, like trying to get the help I need,
Yeah.
is where I'm kind of stuck at right now. Because now I'm finally getting all this information,
Well,
knowing I'm not crazy.
That's why I'm telling
Now
you.
where do I go?
That's why I told you to call Dr. Berman in Philadelphia.
Okay.
He will help you.
Okay.
Well, you're not crazy, so you just got to know that much and just believe in yourself. And there's good doctors out there, and like she's suggesting you go see them, but you know, you'll find someone that will be able to help you and treat you.
Well, finally I saw this Dr. Caffrey, he's called, and I paid out of pocket to see him because it was quicker, easier, and thank the Lord that I was able to financially come up with it to get all these tests done.
That's good.
And finally start getting some answers, because it was getting to the point of, you know, feeling like a burden on my mom. I'm 30 years old. You think it's my dream to live at home, not work. You know, that not at all what I want. And to finally have that confirmation and her be there with me has helped. Sorry, she just walked in.
Well, for most of us, it's not what we want, but we're stuck with it.
You're not a burden. You're not a
Yeah,
burden.
so you're not.
That's
It's
what
not. You're
families
not
are for.
alone here.
My savior, my mother.
Hi. Hi.
Sorry, she just walked in from work. And her as a caregiver, you know, she didn't know how to approach things with me, or, you know, like her organization is completely different than mine. I need things a certain way. My decision making and everything, I need to have it very small, so I don't need to make that many decisions. Like I'll have like 3 outfits, and that's what I pick from. Everything else I put separately.
Yeah.
I'm very and dog therapy is best too.
Yes.
my
That too. I
my
know what
dog
you
has
mean.
saved my life.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree with that.
I was definitely to the point where I didn't want to live anymore. It was so bad, and I got on my knees and I prayed, and it just, something clicked, and I got the strength in me to start fighting for myself
Good.
and finding answers finally.
Yeah, it's good. You got to be your own advocate, you know, care about yourself.
It's hard sometimes, especially
Oh,
with,
I know. 'Cause the doctors treated me the same way.
aphasia thing and stuff like that. Everybody's like, you look like you want to say something, but you can't. I'm like, I know, because like the sequential processing, like to even the concentration, it's just so draining. I mean, to get up to feed my animals, to get myself, then I'm ready for a nap. Like,
Yeah. Well, with the autonomic issue, you're gonna have confusion, and you're gonna have, you know, that kind of thing, because you're not getting enough blood to your head. It's one of the. It's
and
one of
that's
the big.
what he had said. As soon as we figure out the autonomic part, you know, the dysnomia part of it, then maybe, you know, things will start increasing to be able to start getting the you know, the cognitive issues and all that kind of stuff going. But until then, it's like, it's just frustrating.
Definitely.
Agreed. So, Diane, I had traumatic brain injury, and I've been under 3 surgeries, and not 3 surgeries, multiple surgeries, and so I've been left with an arm.
Yeah.
Well, basically a semi-paralytic hand that this just moves up and down, you know, and my feet just move up and down. Do you have any advice or person I can see?
Yeah, where do you live?
New York. Well, I live. Well, it's complicated, but I'm going to go see a doctor in New York.
But where do you live near?
Brooklyn, New York.
You're in New York City.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you the person in the city. There's two people that you can call, either one, and they can help you.
Okay. Can you Facebook it to me or wherever you are, because I can't write.
Okay. Is there any way,
I'm on a conference.
Mike?
He's not on here, right? He's muted us.
No, I'm on. Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
listening to you guys.
Can I give it to you and then you can post this?
I could share. Yeah, you could send it to me and I'll share it with Navita.
Can I just,
Thank
instead
you.
of posting, can I just give it to you, Michael, right now?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. One is Dr. Kuhn, K-U-H-N, Daniel Kuhn. He's in the Kuhn Center, K-U-H-N, Dr. Daniel Kuhn. His work number, 212 315 1755.
Hold on. 212 what?
315
315.
1755.
Okay.
That's Dr. Daniel Kuhn, K-U-H-N.
Okay.
And the other is Dr. Merlin. Wait a minute, hold on. Merlin. Dr. Merlin Hurd. And that's M-E-R-L-Y-N Hurd, H-U-R-D.
H-U-R-D.
Yes. And for her phone number is 212-807-8690.
3690?
No, 8690.
8690. Okay, I got it. Put it
They're
down.
both in New York City. They both can get the motor movement. They can both, for the motor, I think that Dr. Hurd might have a little bit more. One's Dr. Kuhn is an MD, but he's a psychiatrist, but he also does neurofeedback. He has an integrative practice. Dr. Merlin Hurd, she is a psychologist. She does neurofeedback using a specific EMF method called neurofield, and that can help because I couldn't, I was paralyzed on my right side, and with the water therapy, again, I gave Dr. Igor Burdanko's name too, and they have people they've trained in New York City for that particular water therapy. Did you get that, Michael, Igor's?
Yeah.
Good. And if you can post that, these are people, Igor's has trained people locally, nationally, internationally. And his water therapy he's the guy who helped Nancy Kerrigan, Oksana Boyul, Burshnikov, Marilyn Ashley, helped all kinds of people. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be walking, talking. So these things I know absolutely work.
Well, I know aqua therapy or water therapy does.
There's difference between aqua therapy and his therapy. It's like saying, what's the difference between a Mercedes-Benz and a Kia? They both get you somewhere, but they're not the same.
Yeah. So thank you.
Okay.
I'll try and see one or both of them.
Because I've had, not only have I had brain surgery, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4 different concussions and Lyme disease. And as I said, that was told by every doctor in New England that I was permanently brain damaged. I was never going to function again.
No, she's a doctor.
Right, which is what amazes me because you're speaking, you're talking, and you're giving out information here.
And I work 14-hour days now.
See?
Yes.
And where I'm stuck at home here. So I'm like, listen, I really want to get out there.
And what I'm saying, I know this works. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to, give back.
That's right.
So let me have it. What
these two people
you have that I need?
They will give you. So those 3 people really will help you.
Oh, thank you so much. Because I think it's nerve damage, is really right.
Well, even if it's nerve damage, because that with light therapy, it can help. I want you to know I have a massive tear in my rotator cuff. Okay, and they said I had to have brain surgery. Now, once you've had, not brain surgery, I had to have surgery for my rotator cuff.
For the
Once you've had a concussion, once you've had more than one concussion, you don't want to do anesthesia because you will get dementia. How's that? And so I treated the guy,
words.
and I said to him, I said,
Good to know. Good to know.
and I said to him, I said, I gotta have this, I have this massive tear. I can't use my shoulder. I said, can you guarantee I won't get dementia? He said, no. So I used light therapy and aromatherapy. And you ready for this? Full use. Look. No pain, full use. Yes.
Wow.
It works.
I have a question. You say you used aromatherapy. I
Yes.
am an oncologist aesthetic and wanted to know what aromatherapy do you use?
Well, it depends on what it's for. Okay, for example, if you're talking about the vertebrae and muscles, actual bone, the Young Living Oil Panaway is wonderful. Is for the muscles, relieve it. Now, recently, I got a Baker's cyst. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter that you can take another one.
Can you listen?
We were listening, but we were getting the feedback also.
Yeah, there's 3 people talking, and
Yeah.
So I got the Baker's cyst, and I could not walk, and so and I wasn't sure if I had Baker's cyst or was it blood clot, so I did check that out. We had an ultrasound, and I have cancer, I have aggressive cancer, so I had to make sure it wasn't the lymph. So is that they found it was a Baker's cyst, and using all right.
Take your time.
No. Helichrysum are, and with topricin, TOPRICIN, is that it's within a week, that's all totally gone. I saw the orthopedic doctor today, and he can't get over that it's totally gone. It's impossible, he said.
Oh.
Helichrysum. Yeah.
I have a Baker's cyst. It's very painful.
This will go away in a week and a half.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Are you so sure? I mean, what the way you say it is like, impossible type thing.
Yeah. And you can get the
I've been living with this for 8 years now, and I'm like, now you're telling me this stuff, and I'm just amazed by it.
And you can go on to Amazon.com and get the Helichrysum. There's different, there's the more expensive versions, but I got the cheaper one too. And and the other one is also on, on Amazon, the TOPRICIN. That is a homeopathic for arthritis, inflammation, and you just put that on it and you'll be amazed.
Say that again. Which one? What is it again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
I'll get a piece of paper because I wrote it down for my doctor. Hold on.
Okay.
Folks, I have to say goodbye. I'm going to head off early to a dinner meeting. It's nearly 6:30 here on the West Coast.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook, so if anybody wants to reach me, you can find me on Facebook, and I'm part of the group. And my email address is robertinseattle@gmail.com. Really glad to have met you folks. I can't wait to get together again soon. This was a great idea. So thanks for hosting this, and I'll catch up with you folks real soon and online. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, Mike, you ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, ready? The essential oil is HELICHRYSM.
Wait.
Say that again. HELICH
RYSM.
RY.
You guys are talking to each other. I couldn't write it down. I couldn't hear.
HELICHRY
SM.
SM.
Yes. Helichrysum. And
Okay.
the other over the counter, these are both is TOPRICIN.
One more time.
TOPRICIN.
RICIN.
IN, yes.
IN.
When you read,
Okay. And this is for inflammation
Yep.
and arthritis?
Yes. Over the counter.
Thank you so much.
And for chronic pain is Wobenzyme. This one, I'll show it to you. Here it is. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. It went off.
I'm going to have this call recorded. So this will be available on our website to listen in. So if somebody wants to backtrack and re-listen to it again, they will be able to.
What is the website?
What is Wobenzyme? It is the over-the-counter for chronic pain, muscles. I've been using it for my Lyme disease, and we found out, for chronic pain, and I found out that it just happens to be one of the methods that helps for my very rare lymphoma. So it's what's helping contain it. So.
Okay. I apologize. My phone is broken and all, but this is all being recorded so I can come back and listen to it.
That's what Michael just said, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to say thank you very much, and it's been very helpful. I'm glad I joined.
Take care, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
Bye.
Thank you, Lisa. Touch.
Thanks.
Any other question, Navita?
No, because I thought I'd be stuck this way forever. So I don't know. So maybe this is very helpful for me.
Yeah.
So I just have to get out there and tell my dad or my mom, let's see what, get the ball rolling. Get me some help.
And it's sad. I'll tell you one more thing about, and also with the Baker's cyst and some of the pain, is that on my team, I have a nutritional educator. And she looked at and tested me for my Baker's cyst, and she said, "Oh, you got to get D3."
Surgery.
No, D3. No surgery. D3. And so she gave me what I need to do. Well, when the doctor saw me, guess what he said? You need to get some D3. I couldn't get it. I had lunch with her, and I said, "Hey, all you had to do is test me." And you figured that out. So, yeah, that helps.
Are you saying a Baker's cyst comes from low vitamin D?
Is what they're saying. No, they're saying the Baker's, that helps to heal it. But the Baker's cyst is from the inflammation in the knee that has fluid, and then it goes into a little like sac behind the knee.
Okay.
No, it's from the arthritis and inflammation of the knee.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very useful.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at it. I'm going to research it, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have a Baker's cyst? Is that?
No. I just had the coma and multiple times brain injuries, surgeries and such, so that it left me with this nerve damage from the neck down, so I can barely move my legs.
Yes,
the word is out of
but
not
when
working.
you talk to them, especially either one of those two doctors I mentioned to you, they will do also some light therapy. That's the infrared light therapy that absolutely works.
Right, because my doctors are like, oh my God, they're amazed at me for being able to speak and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, what else do you have for me? I need you to be able to do more for me than just bring me alive here.
Right.
So, and when everybody's like, no, we don't want to mess with you, nobody touches the brain, this and that. So I'm walking around at night and I'm thinking, okay, nobody's going to do anything to help me anymore. I'm stuck this way for life.
No, it isn't. I have to go now. I have a patient that I'm going to be talking to. So take care.
I'll be in touch with you.
Okay, take care. Thank you,
Bye,
Michael.
Good night.
All right, thanks a lot, Diane.
Thanks. Bye.
Good night, Michael.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate it.
this is a very useful night for me.
That's why I enjoy having her on the calls and stuff, because her resources and her information is very valuable. Her
Yeah.
experience is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm encouraged for you, Navita.
I know. Now it seems to
Really
have like light at the end of the tunnel for me.
I know. You gotta go to the doctors or call them up and see what they have for you.
Yeah.
This is why I tell everybody, don't ever give up hope, regardless of how long it's been since you had your brain injury, because you know what's out there and what's going on. There's
Exactly.
resources available everywhere. We
Yeah.
have, who's Diana? I see another Diana on, but she's in a.
It's just me, Diana Gonzalez. I usually just listen.
Oh, thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I thought I knew who you were.
Listener.
All right. Well, there's a few of us still on the call. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share? Because it's 9:30, and I would like everybody to have a chance to speak if they want to.
Actually, there's one thing that I don't know if you've heard through the news or anything. It's about chronic pain in particular. Have you ever heard of the human rights? It's HRW.org. They usually do things about Darfur and human rights issues. And what they're doing for the first time ever is they're reporting on the United States on a human rights violation. And they're saying that chronic pain management is a human rights issue. And the way the United States is handling it is poor. And that people who are being treated in the United States currently are actually being treated as are being treated as torture victims. They're sounding as torture victims.
Well, I partially agree with that, because they're like more guinea pigs for the pharmaceutical corporations, especially when it comes to pain management and chemical dependencies based on those medications. Instead of treating somebody, they're just doping them up.
Yeah, and they're actually asking right now for people's stories. So they're gathering stories and everything, and they're gonna do a report on this, and they're gonna tell people's stories and expose the United States' treatment of people for what it is, which I think is incredible, because everybody says about you can get what is it, opioids. You can't anymore. I live in Massachusetts and you can't. It is so regulated here. I actually get treated like I'm an addict.
Right.
I actually went in for a sinus infection, and the PA said, "Are you here for pain medication? Pain medication? That's what you're here for, right? Pain medication." I said, "No, I'm here for sinus medication." She said, "You're here for pain medication, right?" And she says, no, we can't give you any medication for your sinus and medication for 10 days. You have to be sick for 10 days. And I said, 10 days? I'm not coming back here in 10 days. I says, I won't be able to handle 10 days of a sinus infection. And she said to me, she says, are you threatening suicide? Now I have to report this. And then I had a psychiatrist calling my house.
Yeah.
And all I was saying was that I'm going to be going to the hospital because 10 days with a sinus infection, at the point that my sinus infection was already backing up into my ears already.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be in the hospital. Is
That's
what
crazy.
that's what I was trying to communicate.
Yeah. They went way overboard, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and they treated me like an addict.
Right.
You know, and she was like trying to get me to say I wanted pain medication. I'm like, no, I want sinus medication. I want to get rid of the sinus infection I have.
Right.
It's very
not
simple,
whatever-
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get?
I didn't get any medication from her. I wound up leaving the office and going to another Medi-Merge that's here, and they wound up giving me sinus medication.
Yeah.
The exact
There-
thing you wanted in the first place.
Which is what I wanted in the first
There's
place.
such a simple fix for that. One would be antibiotics, and two would be something as simple as a prescription of Flonase to help clear it up and get rid of whatever was causing the infection. Treat the infection, then treat the inflammation that was irritating your sinuses to begin with.
Yeah.
That's really like a drama queen. Really, to be honest with you, there's just somebody being way too melodramatic over something so simple and cut and dry.
Yep, but because I take opioids, everybody treats me like I'm an addict.
Like a patient problem. Yeah, that's a shame. I'm sorry. At least it's good you went to another.
I don't go to a hospital anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to go because they treat me so badly, and it's awful. And the only reason I will go to a hospital is I have no other recourse.
Right.
I'm the same way because I've been
That's so
treated
sad,
bad.
though.
It's really.
I get the opposite affection too, because I always go with this smile on my face. So everyone always thinks of me as welcoming, like, oh, what's wrong with you? What do you need? And they give me any amount of medication I want or do not need.
It's the bubblegum cheeks, yeah.
Yeah, it is. But I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because when they look at you and they see this bubblegum cheeks, they're like, oh, let's treat her right away. You know?
Yeah, it's
But
a stereotype either way. Either way, it's
exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's so
yeah, I'm sorry, Navita, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, I didn't mean to
Go ahead.
interrupt you. That was my problem. I was just gonna tell Kim that I had to go to a different state to find a doctor that wouldn't do calling on me because they were doing that to me too because the medications that I've been on. I actually had to go to Maryland. So
Yeah, I go all the way to Boston to get my doctors. I can't get them on the Cape because they treat
I can't get my
they treat me so badly.
So locally, you can't get the help that you need.
No.
Me neither. I understand it. It's a terrible feeling. It's not a good feeling. So.
But I still won't go to the hospital. Last time I went into the hospital, my doctor forced me to go because I had gone to her for an appointment and I had a migraine that day, and she told me that I have to go into the hospital to handle my migraine, and she made me go. And the whole entire time they were telling me, you're not getting opioids, you're not getting opioids, you're not getting opioids. I'm like, I'm not here for fucking opioids already.
I wouldn't
Would you
respond to them. I would try not to respond to them when they do that and ignore it if you could. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, would you just treat my migraine and let me get out of here?
Yeah. Have you tried like looking at your medical records and maybe trying to get some of them corrected or cleared up if they're not correct?
It's not that they're not correct. It's
Okay.
just that of the medication that I'm taking.
Yeah.
And I'm taking the lowest dose of an opioid. I mean, I am like on the lowest dose of it. The you know, the baby opioid. I'm on a baby opioid.
You said you have a doctor that doesn't judge you and who's good to you.
Oh yeah, my doctor is wonderful.
That's good.
You know, it's just I don't want to go to a hospital. I don't want to get into I don't ever want to have an EMT touch me. I don't ever want to go, into a doctor that I don't know.
Because you're saying they read your record, they see that you're taking that, and so they judge you.
Yes.
Yeah. I know the feeling, but like I said, I get the opposite effect, but I can understand what you're saying. It must be horrible.
It is horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, you're treated like an addict because there's everybody they're so programmed with this whole opioid crisis. They see on TV everybody who takes it is an addict.
Well, generally people are, but not like you in specific. You are not one. You do it because you need to do it.
Yeah. I wouldn't take the medication if I didn't have to.
Of course you wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would I take it? I'm like,
So you just gotta, you have to take it, so you just have to know yourself. You have to take it, and you're not taking it for any other reason but to help yourself.
Yeah.
And just tell yourself.
I'm sorry.
Just, sorry.
No, I'm done.
Go ahead. Finish. You're done.
No. I was just gonna say if the nurses don't understand, you just have to
yeah, but it's hard. It's hard.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Be yourself. Tell yourself, you know what? Everybody's going to tell me these things. They're going to be these way, but you know what? I'm stronger and I'm tougher than anybody else. So when they talk to you or do anything stupidly like that, turn your face to them and say, thank you. I know that already.
Yeah. But it's really hard when you sit there and
I know,
it's like it's like the country is against you.
It is, it really is.
You feel like, God, the country is against me. And I'm
where else are you going to go? You have nowhere else to go.
I know how it is. I've been to the ER and they've treated me so bad. And I understand all of what you're saying.
I usually, the way I treat all my injuries and everything is with this huge smile and this huge sarcasm of it. I'm like always sarcastic about me. Everything it's like really embarrassing for us or something you don't want to say. I just turn a smiley face to it and to say to them, thank you. But I already know that. Yeah. And they shut up and you can just go on and have their wonderful day.
Kill them with kindness.
Yeah. Exactly. Someone said it right.
Because if they know they got to you, they win.
Yeah.
Don't let them get
Don't
to
let
you.
them win. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Trust me. Don't let them. But when you go
bad blank.
But it's really bad when people have known you. And my TBI has been around for I think 13 years now, and some people have been around with me since the beginning of my TBI, and they still go, wow, it's that bad? And I'm like,
sometimes some of them can't understand you. Understand you for a fact that most people will not be able to understand you, the complexity that is you. So celebrate yourself that you've made it so far.
Yeah.
Every day, wake up and tell God, thank you.
Yes, that's true.
You know, I always turn a smile face to everything.
But like they see me for like a day, and a day they can forget that I have a TBI.
Right. Of course.
You can see you can see me for like a couple of hours and not know I have a TBI.
Right.
Because during a dinner or something, I can converse with you, and there'll be things that you can, you know, say, oh, that's nothing, you know, and just kind of just pass over that. That's just a simple thing, you know, everybody does that, she forgets that, or something.
That's normal, quote unquote normal. I'm like doing my
Quote,
finger
unquote,
because
yes.
I can only do one hand.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yes. Because for me, my brain injury is invisible.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you look at me, you can't see anything. Okay? If you look at me, I am a normal human being.
Yeah.
I do not have a disability, a physical disability by looking at me. You can't see it. And that is the hardest thing. When you don't have a physical disability. Because people forget.
Yep.
And
they look at you and they're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you.
Oh, I've been being a liar. Yeah. I lie about my TBI because I like attention.
Yeah, really.
I faked it. Yeah.
Really. Well, anyways, people can be mean, people can be nice, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself because
before you do anything else, you have to love yourself.
You do, because if you depend on anybody else, I mean, maybe for like a day or a couple hours or whatever, they'll make you happy, but they'll disappoint you. You really do have to love yourself.
Yeah.
And my favorite is, what the hell do you have a parking sticker for?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
I love the simple phrase of, who are you to judge? That covers every aspect of a comeback from anybody.
I tell them to have a great day, and I would just put a smile on and just continue on. That's personally what I would do.
No, I know. Just
If they
turn
ask me
everything
what
out
parking-
to a smile. Turn everything that they negatively say to you to a positive thing. You know, just try doing it step by step, slowly.
Yeah.
But
I would
it'll
be
work.
thankful. I'd be thankful to be able to drive and park and have a car. And, you know, if someone told me, "Why do you have that sticker?" I'm like, I wouldn't say anything because.
You should tell them because I need it because I'm disabled.
You don't have them an answer though.
See,
I'm crazy. I'll kill you.
See,
I don't think you owe them an answer.
See, in Massachusetts, it's much different than in New Jersey. In New Jersey, you just have a sticker that everybody's sticker looks the same.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
In Massachusetts, your picture is on your sticker.
Oh, wow.
So they have this little thing you slip over it to hide your picture.
Yeah.
So that you have some privacy. But a cop can sit there and say, can I make sure that the person is in the car with you?
Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
you can take the picture off and he can ask to see the identification.
Mhm.
But don't you deserve that? You go through so
Yeah.
much every day. You deserve that sticker. You
Yeah.
deserve that. You deserve the right to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Massachusetts, you actually have your picture from your driver's license on this the lanyard.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, that's a better thing.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta end this call early because I'm doing this from my phone and I'm running dead.
Poor thing.
Aw.
But we're gonna, well, all you guys know on Tuesday afternoons at 4 o'clock and Tuesday nights we have these same calls, just like this. It's a different number, but we have the links on it. We can all get together then and catch up with one another.
All right. Sounds great.
Bye, guys. It was great talking to you.
Good night, you all.
Bye.
Thank
Navita,
you.
Can I say one thing to Navita? Navita, I want you to call to the doctors and let us know when your appointment is.
Yeah, because we're Navita, we're gonna come with you. When you come up to New York, we're coming there to see you. Me and
You
Anna
guys,
will be there.
did you see my profile? It says I'm a drifter. I live nowhere one specific.
When I'm serious, when you come here, we're coming to see you.
No problem. I love it.
We
I
want
know.
to see
I
that
know.
other hand waving.
Yeah.
Oh, you can,
Yes,
actually
we
can
do,
see it waving.
most
It just waves
definitely.
this way rather than any other
She
way.
waves at herself with her left hand, yeah, or their right hand.
I do that. I practice that to try to get movement in it too.
That's true.
But
That's
that's the
good.
most I can
Good.
do. So anyway, guys, it was
All
great
right.
talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Bye.
Navita, thank you so much because I know you don't do the late night things, so I really
Exactly.
appreciate that. All right, guys. Have a
Talking, y'all.
good night, you all.
I'm May.
All
Good night,
right.
y'all.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, Susan.
I'm May.
Bye, Kim.
Bye.
Bye, Jules.